You know, we wanted the kids to be able to come down here and watch TV and have a playroom and have their friends in. So it was really going to be more of like the family room down here.
In 3 weeks or 4 weeks, you'll have the whole thing done.
$25,000 worth of crap.
And it just sounded perfect.
The plastering sucks, the corner bead sucks, everything to do with structure sucks here.
Now, not only did you just do a bad job, but you're a thief now.
I can't wait to take it down and see what else they did.
We've spent so much time and so much effort and so much anger on this that, you know, enough is enough.
Oh, yeah, baby. Mike Holmes. On the money. I've decided now to gut it. Take it all down.
My comes on lucky.
Me too. Unacceptable. I love my job. Bruce and Diane bought this house, moved from a home that they actually renovated themselves. Took them years, but they loved it.
Moving here was really more about being in a neighborhood, into an environment where the kids could go outside and play with other kids.
This is a nice layout. It worked out well for the kids. They liked the neighborhood. Decided to do a basement renovation.
And originally, it was my intention to do the basement myself, but you know, kids are the priority, and I didn't want to lock myself into a basement job for 8 months every weekend, and I'd rather spend the time with the kids and with Diane.
They've already done the renovations on the other home. They did not want to do it on this one. They thought they'd hire someone.
I saw an ad for a company, and had a very intriguing name. It was all about basements and things like that, and so I went onto their website.
Everybody can go on the internet now, and they can find anything and everything on the internet. But contractors on the internet, that's a different story.
And the website showed fantastic photographs of like 15 years of service.
Claims to be the best basement finisher. That's what his business is, finishing basements. However, he doesn't do the work anymore. Diane.
Hi, Mike.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you
It's
again.
cold out there.
Yeah,
Bruce,
hey, Mike.
nice to see you.
See you too.
His idea is to charge contractors across the country a monthly fee to be part of the system that when they get hired by this well-known company, supposedly, they've got business.
And I made a call, and sure enough, within 48 hours, I had a guy here.
What he's done is he's created a web base right across the country of hiring subcontractors that he doesn't know.
Want to take a look?
Sure, let's go.
All right.
Diane and I met with him. He had a fancy laptop, did a design for us right there, was talking about, you know, design elements for basements, things like that. It was all really encouraging, had all kinds of great ideas.
And they said to the contractor, we want a basement like Mike Holmes does. Contractor says, don't worry, we work for him. I don't know this guy. I don't know any one of them. I have a list of guys that I use. They're not on it.
So originally, we had sort of got this into sort of like 3 zones. One was we have entrance from our garage here, and because we don't have much of a front hall closet, we wanted to make the entrance, you know, Diane would come in with the kids in the wintertime, come down here, put your boots and everything like that into like a cloakroom or what have you.
There's days that I work from home or we work at night from home. So we really required a home office down here. Plus, you know, we wanted the kids to be able to come down here and watch TV.
Over in the next area, what we wanted to do is have a media center, sort of our television built in here.
The whole renovation was based on putting their TV inside a wall with a surround sound system. This is what Bruce wanted. He wanted that stereo room, the guy thing, the toys, the converters, sitting down, drinking the beer and watching the game. So they moved the steel post from here to here.
And you can actually see here, they just cut it off on the floor.
It's right at the point of the tie-in. So they
Right.
moved it over here to help pick up the load, square channel to help displace the load.
What they ended up doing is they just actually recycled the post. So they cut it off, and then they reinforce it. Unbeknownst to us, they welded on a big 5-inch piece of steel onto the bottom of the existing I-beam. They welded in a bunch of rebar along it as well.
This is finger joint strapping is what this is. This is actually very dangerous to be under. I can see you're holding up with 2 pieces of wood.
Yeah,
It's already come down.
the whole thing has fallen off.
It's already fallen.
I came down to talk to the guys that were mudding and taping. They were the ones that told us that this bulkhead had fallen on them. And he knew about the kids, and that's when he said to me, could you imagine if this had fallen on your kids?
If I remove this post here, you can see how the whole thing was just supported by a couple of screws up there.
Let's just take this down, okay?
This is the moment we've been waiting for.
This is how you build a bulkhead. That bulkhead must weigh 150 to 200 pounds. That's upsetting. They got 2 little kids. And if they were down there at the time it fell down, This is totally unsafe. $25,000 worth of crap.
The 2 guys that came to Mud and Tape said, you know, they started looking around and said, this is the second job that they had worked with the general contractor on, and the work was shoddy. And they walked me around before my husband even came home and started saying, here's all the problems.
Jesus. Okay, that's not gonna work.
And it's pretty scary when, you know, somebody that you hired is telling you what's already wrong with your basement.
That's unbelievable. Okay.
They were pretty amateurish. It was apparent that even the way they did some of the work.
Like, there's no way that that's gonna pass, okay? So it sits there, and I guess it gets tied in to the bulkhead that was falling down. We got a metal studded wall in front of a 2x6 structure. Why'd they do this?
I'm no expert, but I've done a bunch to know that it's not right.
All right, you know I'm getting it. Let me just take it apart, redesign this, and we'll put it back together again. From what I see, everything in there is crap. Starting off with the framing, the finishing. Keep smiling.
Yeah, thanks so much,
We'll
Mike.
see you real soon.
Thanks again.
Okay. Man, won't be hard to take this down, that's for sure. Let's take it down.
The first thing that goes through my mind is, do I go up and see the kids and Diane, or do I go down into the pit of despair? And
Well, obviously, we can see right out that we have a lot of problems, and I don't think we're gonna waste any time. We'll just pull down all the drywall. I already pulled down the bulkhead because it was totally dangerous when the homeowners were here, so that's the bulkhead there. Pot lights just hanging by wire. Structure, you can see the cut on the floor here. There was a steel post here. They removed it, put it back there. Moved the plumbing back, just the way they did everything, all to get this TV in. All 1x2 finger joints screwed in with drywall screws. It was only held by 2 locations. This one here, one on the end, and obviously this here, right? So let's just grab some tools, start taking down the drywall, remove all the metal studs, and again, we'll pull all this down, open it up, and redesign the room. Oh, isn't that cute? That's cute. The kids left me a note. You gotta love it. We'll keep that up for a while. It's definitely not how we build bulkheads. So they put up the square channel and weld a 1/2-inch steel bar right across the top. Like, that is really gonna do anything. It's on both sides. It's called the cover-up board. Okay, this is the cover-up board. It covers up everything that's wrong. That's a milk bag. That's how they close off the return air there. When you can pull things down with your hands with not much effort, it's not good. You know, these guys are responsible for all the waste that goes to the junkyard. Spending money twice, which just does not work for me, but all this stuff that was purchased, now we're throwing it to the junkyard, brand new. That is sad. Okay, no insulation around the pot lights, which by code, we don't want insulation around the pot lights. But this is a fire-rated bad insulation, so it can actually go around here. What's the idea of soundproofing if you don't soundproof? At least they didn't notch the structure to run the plumbing, but you can see they forced it up on that side with the 2x2s, but just notched around here. Who says you don't put a screw through there? Oh, so this passed inspection, did it? I don't think so. 12 inches from the box must be clipped. It's too tight too, eh? I don't want to see it that tight. I want to see a little bit of a flex line here. That way, if you ever had any problems, you can pull it back through. 12 inches up with a clip and a little bit of extra. little bad reception in this house.
Yeah, just scoot through it.
And you know what's cute about that is that's the new cable line that runs to the TV. Like it's gonna work.
The TV?
Oh, the TV doesn't work.
How were they were gonna move the steel beam? Those are the engineering drawings.
Since we know this wall's not holding anything, we can take it down.
Okay.
We should write books on how not to do a basement. All their studded work has been screwed to the ductwork. Right across, everything that wraps around has been screwed up to here. Now, it is the cold air return. We know it's the cold air return. You're allowed to do certain things to the cold air return. Oh, come on. It's not the way it's done. You don't screw to the ductwork. It looks like somebody's removed some sort of structure here. There's nothing picking up the bottom of the stairs other than a 2x3. What we wanted was the double, which in this case is a triple. That should have been here, underneath the stairs. Comes away so easy. Sloppy, very, very sloppy.
One guy could take this down in half a day. What's wrong with that?
How much?
Under 10.
Under 10. Over 25,000.
What?
That's what they charge. For what? For what? That's what I said. Imagine, you can actually go on the internet and hire a contractor, really without speaking to them. I find that very strange. What the hell's wrong with this picture? Is this a pattern that the contractors come in, take the biggest amount of dollars they can get, do the little bit of work to the point where it's no good, the homeowners are freaked out, the smart ones fire them? Now that we have everything out, it's just part of that I love about my job is that I get to investigate and see who's done what and how long it's been this way. Let's start with the small stuff. Do you understand the importance of vapor barrier? For every hole in an outside plastic wall, we'll give the equivalent to 1 cup of water per season in moisture for every hole in the plastic. The electrician came in, cut it right across the bottom all the way around so he could run the electrical, but nobody put up any tape on. This 2x6 wall is part of structure. What is it holding at the window? Nothing, right? We see nothing. 1, 2, 3, there's nothing at point. Nothing picking up point loads, okay? They even cut it out here and for some reason tended to move it over. See behind that void?
Yeah.
Okay, such as the corner. Now, we did pull out insulation. It was not enough in the corner.
It's freezing cold.
Freezing cold.
Yeah.
And a draft.
And a draft. Yeah.
When they put up this wall, they screwed everything to the ductwork. There's holes glowing in all the ductwork. We gotta fix all that. They screwed to the elbow that comes off the main trunk. Everything you designed for this basement was because of the TV. You wanted it in the wall. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's funny. That cable line, that was new cable line, well, we found 4 screws in that line from the drywalling into the ceiling. 4 screws went right through your cable line. So by the time it was all done and you go to sit down and turn on your TV, you're not gonna get cable. The structure of your stairs from downstairs, there's nothing supporting the one side on the inside. There's nothing supporting it. It's actually held up by the 2x3. We see a triple header support here, a triple header support here. Okay, the funny part is that these 3 should have been here, okay? Because here's your stairs right here. Here's the bottom of your stairs.
Yeah.
That 2x3 is holding that side of the stairs. It is not for structure. Even though they say you can, it's not for structure. Minimum is 2x4. Let's go to 2x6. Not a 2x3, especially at a stair load. Here's the most important. Now we can see the areas that they cut out to put in the ductwork above and back through again. I'm gonna have my guys come in, take it all out because all the structure that they cut out is totally tied in correctly. We've cut 1 floor joist here, 1 floor joist here. These are continued tied over to the triple beam over there and then run up over top of the I-beam here. Now, because of the span, it's not so bad, but because the second one is cut out and then a 2x6 was put in with a joist hanger here, a 2x6, not a 2x8, which nothing holds aside.
Well, when they took this out, I mean, they told us about their jump test.
Yeah, yeah.
They said, oh, you know, we know that this is going to be strong because
Did they
we
jump
did a
over
jump
there by
test.
Oh yeah, well I don't know. I came in and I said, well, what are you doing? You know, are you not going to structurally support it anymore? And they said, oh, we jumped up and down on it, and yeah, we performed the jump test. and there was no movement whatsoever downstairs.
After checking all this out, I brought in my level and I checked the whole basement, and you are dropped 1/2 an inch at this point. And that steel I-beam, when it was put in, is perfectly true. So what they did was weaken the load, and this bent this and dropped 1/2 inch.
They told us, oh, listen, they over-engineered, residential homes, 5 to 10 times. We probably don't
Is that
even
right?
Yeah.
That's why I see half-inch steel channel bar welded to the side of the I-beam, like that's going to do something. And they did it to both sides of the beam. And who the hell in engineering is going to allow you to do that like that's going to do anything? So have no fear. We're gonna fix everything. I'm gonna redesign it, and you're no longer allowed to come down here until I finish. So keep smiling.
Great, sure.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I'll be back
Thanks.
tomorrow, and we
Okay.
are gonna continue.
Excellent.
Great.
Don't come downstairs.
Nope.
Frosto.
Yeah. That's frost. Look at on my nails. That's snow. That is perfect example of where mold is gonna build behind the wall. For sure, mold will build behind this wall. A 2x4 structure is holding this house up with a knee wall that's approximately 32 inches. We're no longer allowed to structure with 2x4. It must be 2x6. So because they went 2x4 on top of it, the government said we want a 2x6 construction. I'm glad the government did it. Unfortunately, I'm disappointed the builder that came back in here screwed up a top plate, built the wall on the floor because they're lazy and don't want to do standard cuts by measuring. They just want to make it all one size, and you can see by looking up right across how it goes up and down like a toilet seat and not structure the floor. With this beam cut with a 2x6 running across, not on structure, just tied into the blocking here, one joist hanger. At least he's got a joist hanger. So we have this area that's structurally held up with these two beams right on this 2x6. And nothing in this area. So that whole void continues down with no support. And they did a bounce test. That's funny. Oh yeah, they almost cut through that. Yeah. Look at you dumb buggers. Two of them jump on the floor. We perform the jump test.
We're gonna have to double all these up. What a pain in the butt.
They took a single joist hanger and made it into a double. Which wouldn't work. These are engineered to hold one at a time. That's why they make doubles and singles.
Take out these two, please. Pull this pot light, pull out the braces.
Yeah.
Cut a piece that we can get up in, and then stand up and vertically get it in.
Okay.
So that's where they had their water softener drained into. So now what they had was sewer gas coming up through the pipe, through here, into this connection, draining into the water softener. So now you got sewer gas with your drinking water.
This is not as strong as the I-beam.
Is this hollow?
It's hollow. It's very strong, don't get me wrong, but it's not an I-beam. I-beam is, it's designed to take that weight load.
Right.
It's either I take it all out, or I just, get them to cut out this point, get in a temporary pull. Ah, what the hell, you know what, we're gonna take it out. Pull it all down, okay? We're obviously gonna now have to fix structure, not just around the windows, but make sure this 2x6 wall is actually carrying load. See this area right here?
I can see that.
That's a beginning of mold buildup.
Right.
Now make me drop this whole wall and do it all again. Let's just get it all out. Get it out of the way. Take it down, please. Get it in the garage.
No problem, man. Yes, sir.
Instructions for their nailer.
Oh, good. That'll come in handy when we use screws.
Well, we'll keep the beam and use it for something else, but definitely not what it was doing here. Just looking at it, how was I gonna feed it in? I looked down the vent, went perfect location, slipped in the vent, bring it back up and in, and what we're going to do is adhere it to this beam here, and it's called sistering or laminating, one or the other. Or we usually say sistering, I'll get it in place, screw it up, and what it's gonna do is beef up this end as a double beam. We'll do the same thing with this one. I'll get as long as I can. I think I can get a 7-footer in this one. Get this one across, carry it up over the beam. Screw it in place. Anytime you have an open structure, in other words, you want to cut out floor joists, you must have a double and a double with double joist hanger. Come on. Screw into this one with glue as well. So we're gonna hit the side, we're gonna hit the floor, we're gonna hit the beam with it, and then put in my doubled up, and then put in joist hangers. I've tied it so well there, I'll cut smaller ones, I'll come across here. Even though the floor joists run this way, I can now come off with a double on this one, pick up the load on this guy. I should have my tool belt on, and then bring in 2 singles, which carries the floor load here of just flooring and tiles. All day to pull all this out, fix structure, to get the ductwork back in. What should we do first before the ductwork goes in?
I know it's not the drum test.
No. If we're gonna soundproof the floor, let's get above the ductwork,
put it in.
okay? So we'll do that now, and I'll just connect it again. We'll turn on the heat, and we now have heat in the rest of the house. Gary, I noticed you're using an expansion fitting on the duct on the main trunk.
Well, we put it in one that's easier to, once we put all these fittings in, to tie the duct up.
Because you're going from one side to the
One
other.
side to the other, yeah. And it's also good for noise. It's a canvas connection. The noise won't, the vibration won't travel through the canvas.
And you made that up today too, or you buy
Yeah.
those?
No, I made it up in the shop.
In 2 hours, you made all this stuff. I love it. And you taped up everything else. You were here taping up everything.
Yeah.
Make it right. Hey, I like that. That's a good saying. I like that. All our eyes see is the eye candy. What's behind everything? That's my world.
You know, you engage somebody to come in and probably touch the biggest asset in your life and fool around with it, and you really have no idea other than the person who's showing up, you know, what they're all about.
It's a cutoff, so they just cement it around it to hold it in.
Is that right?
Yeah, you'll soon loosen that.
Okay.
Well, we're free. Like that was holding a lot.
No kidding.
Ed, you want to cut that? I can go up just slightly higher and then bring it back down on it. I have 83 and 7/16. That's as good as my chop saw. We're good. It's all yours. Now she's back to normal. Imagine that, all that work just to put it back the way it was.
Absolutely no nails holding this in. Well, you can see how good this was doing. I took it down with one hammer. Oh, look at that. That's a top structured plate, supposedly. It was about a ½ inch off of the other plate that it's supposed to be tight to. Normally,
we would want to make sure we have a plastic in behind the wall. As long as I'm using the spray foam system, I'm not worried about doing it. If wood touches concrete, code states we have to have a minimum tar paper because we don't want the moisture to bleed through and rot the wood. So, always build your wall away from it because the walls are never perfect anyways, and I'm talking about the concrete foundation wall. Build it away from it. Now we can spray foam in and around it and give that R value in behind it. It's just smart, that's all. I chose to put the wall here. So I have a nailing edge on the outside, I have a nailing edge on the ceiling. I put in 2 nailing edges to catch this wall to secure it. Before I actually put this plate up, I'm gonna level this wall. My crown's on this side. I don't want to put my level on the crown. I want it on the opposite side of the crown for accurate reading. "71 inches. This is a big mistake everybody makes. When they make a tie-in from a partition wall to another wall, whether it's structure or not, they always forget the block in there. And the problem being is once it's drywall, we have movement on both walls, right? So if I were to take a simple 2x4, now we have a secured corner. It's totally strong, and we eliminate any possibility in the future of that cracking where it's tied in with plaster. Okay, give me 85.5 minus. 85.5 minus is minus the 16th, okay? By taking the wall and going off 16-inch on center right across and judging where a door can be, we can actually allow the door to be within the 3 studs of 16-inch on center and continue it. So our wall is perfect, and we'll cut the drywall over the door and not at the edge of the door where it tends to split from the door opening and closing the weight of the door. We have a full piece of drywall around it. I never want to see you set up a door where we didn't have a continuous bottom plate. That piece has to be perfectly straight. If it's not, and our door at the bottom lines up on a slight angle, your door's screwed. By tomorrow morning, here's what we have to have done. All insulation pulled, excluding around this panel, right? Think of how the spray foam can tie into the vapor barrier behind the panel. Lose the stairs. I want you to bring out this 2x6 to the end here. Right. So we have a 2x6 wall. Then I want a 2x4 studded wall right in front of it, right across. So you're gonna build a knee wall up to this point. So let's visually think of absolutely everything for spray foam on the outside today. So tomorrow morning, they come in like clockwork and hit it. So we're gonna make sure we hit all the voids in the back and fill that directly up. Obviously, we want that thermal break on the outside. How much do we need in a 2x4 studded wall here?
Where this is exposed to the outside, directly outside, there's gonna be an R20 in here.
Okay.
Okay, and we're gonna put an R12 down here. We're really gonna concentrate on make sure this is sealed very well, and also the plates are sealed totally, encapsulated, so there's a continuous break all the way down to the bottom.
This is gonna be the office. So she has 2 choices. She can put the back cabinet on this wall with her chair and desk, or she can put the back cabinet on this wall with her chair and desk. I think she's gonna choose this one. So if that's the case that the cabinet's there, we really don't want telephone and everything behind the cabinet, right? Can we put telephone here, receptacle, just in case? That way it gives her the choice. I'll tell you what, if they're on the internet through cable, we'll have to bring cable and a Cat 5 just in case.
Or even if they have it on the phone, and if they ever decide to go to cable, we should give them that option.
Okay, go ahead, Frank. Now, this is just a storage room. They'll access it by here. We're gonna move the furnace switch, right?
Yep. Okay. Right now, this is a dedicated line. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this one here.
Yep.
Because I believe they had a fridge that was down here.
Yep, so we'll use this for the fridge.
Yep, that's the one.
I'm gonna do a bulkhead on the corner here. So I'm gonna bulk this in. I'm gonna have an access panel to get to the meter as well as the shutoff for the drainage in the garage.
Okay.
So I'll build the bulkhead and we can probably put the switches right in here.
Sure.
I am going to be building a wall here, Okay, I'm gonna be building a wall up here, closing this in. I'm running in heat and air return for the kids in here to keep them warm. So I want, obviously, I want a light here, I want a light there. Well, 6 pot lights here plus 1 here, base light.
Well, six would be fine in that area, because that area here is going to be used as a living space.
Cool.
Doug?
The reason I'm coming out around here and coming across is I want the closet here for coming down the stairs. Using this closet here to make sure they don't tread across to use the other closet. But main reason I'm coming out is so I don't have an angled bulkhead here. So that I come directly out here, finish off, that way my bulkhead's nice and straight and up. I have nice, clean, square joints and not angles or, you know, stick outs. I hate that. I hate that little bit of a jut out here. Someone walks by, hits their head, someone taller than me. You can see that the finish was gonna be here, but that created an angle here. So let's bring it out, get more wall space here. I have the room here, why not use it? Imagine that. Didn't have to move the pole, didn't have to move anything. Just the proper design, and it totally works. What do you want to call it? Laziness? Don't know. I don't know. Wrong way. That I do know. So we're just finishing up the flooring, actually. We put down 1-inch foam, tuck tape all the joints, 5/8 tongue and groove plywood. And the whole floor is this way. That way we have a thermal break from the concrete up. We have the blue spray foam all the way around the room. We have mold-free drywall and water-resistant drywall. I think we got a pretty good job here. Just want to make sure on the outside we, once again, spray foam the edges so we seal it. Do it before you put down the plywood so the plywood even helps bond to it. Why don't you come over here? Just a light bulb. Holy cow, you can walk in here. You're a freak. When I was a little boy, I used to hang around in the closets, believe it or not. A little guy like me, I'd find a little hole like this and I'd be up there and I'd hide. It's my little hideaway, right? So what I saw, we'll keep this, I'll fix up the doorway. We'll keep the door. I'm gonna build a wall across here. I'm gonna close in all the pipes. So it's gonna be a closet. But in the back of the closet will be a secret door that opens in to the little kid's room. So now they go in through the closet, open the little door, and they have their own little paradise.
We are doing a first coat plaster in this room. It's only going to be 1 coat. This is a storage room, so what I'm trying to do is just do a really nice, neat job. Put it on thin, take off the edges, less sanding, and a nicer job. Now wires.
We have a closet here. You come down the stairs just like they wanted. This will be an area that, as far as I'm concerned, will be the entrance from the garage. Hang up the clothes. I don't think we're going to cover in the ductwork because it's inside the closet. We've studded insulated, obviously, with the spray foam. We'll make sure we get some green batt insulation and stuff all the corners again. 1, to protect the spray foam, and 2, also to give the soundproof insulation. So we'll do the whole outside. We have a nice little storage room in the back here. Actually, it's quite big. This is going to give them everything they need for storage. We're not going to drywall the ceiling because this gives them the opportunity to run anything in the future that they may need for upstairs. And it is a utility room. Oh, it's really coming together. We'll have the door open in. We have the water softener here, not hidden in that little thing under the stairs, which was ridiculous. Try and fill it with salt. Come out to a very wide open area. If you notice, we lost the closet that was here because that didn't work for me, so we got rid of that closet. We're gonna have the TV on the wall right here. If you notice, we continued our bulkhead, and a very strong bulkhead, may I say. We continued that bulkhead right across here to cover in all the ductwork pipes, allow me to run wires, possibly in the future, if necessary, up through the bulkhead. I like it. Nice office area right here. We have 2 choice cabinet walls, so that full 101-inch cabinet can go either along this wall here or this wall here. You know what? They're gonna love this. Okay, how to pull it through? Honestly, it's always nice to run your cable and everything before you drywall, but in this case, we just found out that we need 2 lines run in case they convert it to a dish for the HD. All right, we're through. Adam's gonna pull it back through, and then I'll tuck it up through, right across, and down the wall. Coil it up in the other room, so in the future, when they put the dish on the wall, I just run it outside and hook it up. This whole basement was about the TV. So I've arranged somebody to come in and install the TV so it's done properly and let us know how he wants the wires run, everything else. It just makes sense to coordinate with each other. So with the TV in place, I'm gonna do 2 wall mount speakers on each side of the TV and a center speaker. We're gonna have 2 wall mount speakers that direct sound both ways with a bass in them. So it's never direct to your ears. As you're sitting here, it's not directly into your ears. It surrounds the room with sound. This one in the ceiling, that gives it the back sound. Pretty wild system.
We're just insulating the ceiling. First of all, it's for sound. This is going to stop any sound from traveling from the basement to the other floor. Next, it's fireproof. So we want all these joints as tight as possible because we don't want fire traveling anywhere up through there. If there's a gap, fire will get through it.
I'm gonna spray the ceiling, and Pete is gonna roll behind me to just give it a nice a roll texture. I like back rolling in general. It gives better coverage and a nice smooth finish. It actually looks really great.
How can we finish the edges here? Can we wrap around?
Yeah, just to here. Just under the nose, yeah?
Beautiful. Those 2 guys laid this carpet 2 hours. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. Perfection.
We're doing a chalkboard for the kids. We were going to put it right on the wall, but Craig and I were talking, and we thought this would be a much better idea, putting a piece of plywood, good one side, and painting the whole front face. That's what Craig and his boys did here. So I'll just finish screwing this down, and then we'll trim it out.
Is that it there?
Yeah, that's it there. Surge protection. We're
The
gonna
whole
end up,
house.
We're gonna surge protect on this end, and then for the electronics, we're gonna surge protect on that end also.
And there you go. Green light. Done.
Basically, we're going to cut the hole. This should be the right size for the exterior of the frame. Exactly. So once we've got that hole cut out, this is going to fit in behind.
Will be good.
I checked this on the back of the TV. So the top line of this is 1/2 inch below center on the TV. So if we mount this bracket 1/2 inch below your line and make it center and level, it should put the TV center of the TV. So as long as we get 4 lag bolts into solid wood, it's more than enough to handle the load.
I really like the way these go in.
We're good?
We're good? Okay, we're gonna keep the plastic on these just to keep the speakers clean. I'll pull them off after we clean the place up and put them back in place. I'm gonna be jealous, I know that much. I can tell this is gonna be gorgeous, and I just may not give it back to them. I just may say I'm moving in.
Well, it's a fantastic TV, and especially for a basement type application like this where lighting is somewhat limited, this is the environment that plasma really shines in.
I'm coming with a case of beer tomorrow. I'm gonna be tired after today, but tomorrow, hopefully there's furniture in here. If not, I'll bring my own chair. This is cute. Look. Cushion against the wall.
Oh, you gotta be
I suppose it is the new age, and eventually you will be able to work solely on the internet and dealing with contractors and permits. We gotta go get them. The homeowners did hire someone off the internet, and what happened? It's all wrong, it's ridiculous, and we had to come in and fix it.
Oh my gosh.
This is not our house.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Now, I know you see what's at the end there, but we're gonna have to try and ignore that for a minute.
Oh, yeah,
okay?
right.
We'll do a little bit talking about what
Sorry,
we
so are you talking to me?
Well, you know what we did? We actually gutted it and took out that jack post that was in there, took out that beam that was in there, brought it forward, put it all back to normal.
Well, it's kind of hard to justify to your wife and say, you know, I gave this guy $15,000, and I look around and I go, what do we get for like 15 grand? It's $1,500 worth of material.
I had to bring my HVAC guys in to reduct it. They actually made up all new duct work.
We trusted the guy, and yeah, and then when it all went to hell in a handbasket, you realize, you know, I don't have any leverage anymore. You know, he's got money, and I can't fire him now because then I've lost all that money, and that's what ultimately happened in the end. And I should have stopped it long before.
I removed this closet. It was totally unnecessary. We took out the silly water softener where it was put, and we got it now in the utility.
What you really have to do if you're investigating somebody and you're dealing with a general contractor is get the reference of that individual.
Your electrical panel. In behind that, we have put on a surge protector to protect your whole house.
Oh, fantastic.
This is something I'm going to recommend to everyone because the logic behind it is if lightning ever hit or anything like that, it's going to protect your telephones. It's going to protect absolutely everything in here.
I don't care about the company. The company's one thing, but I want to make sure that the guy who's in my house, who I'm giving my checks to, that's making his representations, is the guy. That's the reference I got to check.
Before the finishing, obviously, we had taken down everything else that the bad guys have done, and it was pretty bad.
For sure.
But we also took down all the 2x6 walls that were put up by the building because they were not good enough, and we redid all of it. And we spray foamed this whole place. You see how warm it is?
Yeah.
And we've had the furnace off for hours.
Yes. Yeah.
Totally warm down here. So by losing this closet, we've now opened up this area as far as I'm concerned and then brought it into this area. So we make sure we give you a rail, dressed up the stairs. So that bumper will bump against the edge. Okay, so now you have a full closet to use. We've kept your ductwork open rather than trying to close it in.
Yep.
And I see that it goes down underneath, so you must have.
Back the way it was. Look at the height we have.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh my gosh.
we didn't have that silly beam going on there, right?
Well, the 1x2s that they used to hold up your old bulkhead, there was like 3 vertical pieces on the whole length. Wait till you see what we did to do proper bulkheads. We could hang off it. That's our own weight.
Yeah.
Here's where you can see how we did the floor. We see the foam, we see the plywood.
Oh, yeah.
We give you a separate outlet for your fridge in case you want to keep it there. There's also a separate outlet for the pump now as well. This is a much bigger storage room.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
We went to the extreme and drywalling back in here just to a finish coat of primer for you, okay?
There's the filter and the...
There's
Oh,
your
there's the water
softener.
softener, everything out back in this room.
Where it should be. Totally
Yeah.
where it should be.
Yeah, perfect.
I've made this area your office. You really made it clear to me that you wanted to be able to see the kids, so I thought if they're down here playing with the TV, which we'll talk about in a moment, I've gave you 2 options. You can now put that, and this is the way I've designed it, you can now put your back cabinets on this wall or that wall. So it's totally up to you. I've designed it that way. Well, you ready to see this thing?
I think so.
Oh my gosh.
No, I mean, not to do with the rest of it any injustice, but I'm just trying to take in the space. It's just unreal.
That's great.
Now, how does it look? Does it look bigger?
Huge.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is really the ultimate system here. I'm glad that we picked it up together and put in something that you're really gonna like.
Yeah.
That's the biggest TV I think I've seen.
That's a 50-inch.
Holy crap.
What I'm gonna do is give you just a little bit of taste of this.
I can feel my circle of
Great.
friends growing as I stand here.
What do you think?
I love it. I'm envisioning my office right now.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, you know what? I have another extra special thing that I had to do for you. Peace of mind, we have a closet, right?
Oh, isn't that great?
I got you safe.
Oh my gosh.
Cool.
And let me tell you something. I don't care who breaks in here, try and get that out. Come on in. Now, wait a second. I was gonna put a door here, and I keep thinking kid. They get excited. You open the door, you hit the other kid. So I chose to use curtains.
Perfect.
You're gonna have your coats in here. It's
Yeah.
their little hideaway, okay? So to me, everything was designed to be safe for the kids. Come on.
Great.
We also
Oh my
ran.
gosh. Oh my gosh. This is
Out of
amazing.
control.
Good looking
This
girl,
is
yeah.
So I went and I picked up a few things. We
my
have
gosh, this is
built our
amazing.
own chalkboard, And with this, we put on 10 coats of magnetic. So we made it magnetic and a blackboard as well. So you just paint over top of them. We created this just for the kids to play with so they can put on anything they want, draw on it. We give them the table and chairs. And of course, a TV with a DVD player.
Oh my gosh.
You think they'll like it?
Yeah. They're gonna die. They're gonna love it.
So come on in. Just walk in. Come take a look.
It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Look. Is this your new playroom? Come on. In you go.
We got you a table and chairs.
Very pretty. Hey, look, the chairs are your favorite color. You like purple.
What do you think about this, Eric?
Your own TV. We have your chalkboard. You can also, it's magnetic, so you can put up all kinds of magnets on the board. You can write on it, and I put up that wonderful note that you made me when I first came in the house. You can erase it.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
All of us sat in here, all my guys, and we thought, okay, what can we do? Well, you know, you have to think of kids. Right. So we had to put up the board, because that's, you know, otherwise they draw on the walls, right? This will keep them drawing on the board. I'd want a TV.
Yeah.
I'd want the table. You know, so now they can bring in all their toys, and this will just
All their
be
toys, all their friends. The whole
you
neighborhood.
can say, go to your room.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, our dad, you know, I'll be in my room.
Give me 5.
Come on.
Thank you. Return. Ready? High, low. Way to go. It's nice to see the kids playing in the room like that, eh?
Yeah.
They like, I mean, even when we were in there having dinner, they're like, oh, I want to go down to the room. I want to go down to the room. First, I want to say thank you.
No problem, buddy.
Awesome job. You led
Thank
it
you.
well. Very good, Dan the man. Very good, Adam. Where's Cran? Where's Pinky? Way to go, Pinky.
Thank you.
Another job well done.